Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's set is as pink as it probably could have ever been. So we've got two colours we'll be using. We've got You're the Pink from Madam Glam, and we also have a white gel polish from Glam Beauty, which is in the shade 3007 if I remember correctly. And those are the two colours that we'll be needing today. I wasn't expecting for this set to be as pink as it ended up turning out to be. But it's fine, this set is for all the girls out there that love a very nice, good pink nail. So we are going to start off with applying our base colours down. So we are going to do 2 full pink nails, and then the other 3 are going to be fully white. We are going to cure it, and then I am going to apply a second layer off camera, just the usual, and I'll come back to you guys to then start on our nail art design. I really wanted to give the 4D carving gel kind of a go today. I wanted to play about with it and do a slightly different flower placement than what I usually do. I found myself in a bit of a comfort zone area where I kind of was afraid to try something new, so I pushed myself and I wanted to kind of expand my knowledge on it and my skill in it and kind of give some different placements and stuff a go. So for today, as you probably all saw in the thumbnail picture, there's going to be this one beautiful big flower, and then we're going to have 3 more flowers kind of coming out of it, and I quite like this look. It looks really cute in person, so I'll show you guys later on how we will achieve that now later on. So like as you can see, we've got 2 pink nails. Now I am finishing up the 3rd white nail. Disclaimer, I think I've just been faffing about with the white gel polish. I think I ended up either having some white fluff in there in the polish itself, or I did have the fan running, so I'm not sure whether the fluff is just kind of floating about whilst I'm trying to do the nails. So the second layer has now been applied, but of course we're going to sugar, and I'm going to sugar with my white glitter. So it's been a while now since I've used this one. If you've been watching me for quite some time, I feel like the white glitter has always been the one I was picking up. I had a bunch of glitter, but it was all a mess in my drawers, so it was always the one that I was picking out. But now that I've kind of organised it, I am using my other one. So I haven't used this one for a while, so it's quite nice to do something I used to do all the time. So it's been all cured now, so it's time to start on our ombre. So I'm just using that pink and a bit of white on my sponge, and we're just going to dab away on those nails, and then I'm sprinkling on some clear acrylic, and you want to repeat this process until you are happy with your ombre, so as many times as you need to. Usually when applying a white base first, the ombre basically happens really quickly. So I ended up just cutting the process down for you so you can see the ombre nails that were done in the background, just because it's very, you know, it's very repetitive and time consuming, and I don't want to bore you guys, and it's already a 15-minute video, so I don't want you guys staring at the same thing for most of the video. So the ombre is done in the background. Usually for the last layer of applying the polish with the sponge, I don't sprinkle on the clear acrylic, but it's all up to you how you guys want to do it, or how you guys do your ombre. So now it's time to apply our glitters. So I applied some base coat down first, and I'm going to use a nail art brush to pick up just a few little chunks of my glitter and just kind of scatter it around the nail. So this is fairly repetitive too. I mean repetitive, quite time consuming actually, because I don't want too much, and I'm kind of trying to pick out the bigger chunks and the little chunks. It's quite hard to find the little chunks in there actually. Probably would have been nice if I sprinkled a little bit of it maybe in the cap, just to get to the little ones a bit more. I have tried once to fast forward this, and I thought I was going to be a bit cheeky and just sprinkle on a few of those glitters on, thinking that I'll be fine. I'll just sprinkle a little bit of that glitter onto the nail, and then I'll just use my brush to kind of like spread it around the nail, and it was the worst decision. Way too much sprinkled on. I just needed a very, very small amount, and a bunch of it fell on. It was a big mess. So I don't recommend. Just be patient, use your nail art brush, and just pick up a few chunks, and that way at least you know you're gonna have a good nail, and the glitter's gonna be exactly where you want it, and exactly the amount you need it to be as well. Not like me, thinking I can be, you know, fast forward the process when you just cannot. So I'm just going to scatter it around, then I'm going to cure it, and that's going to be the nail that we are going to do some flowers on later on in the video. All looking nice. So now it's time to wipe one of the ombre nails down. So I'm using a nail prep cleaner liquid on my lint-free wipe, and I'm just wiping that nail down because we are going to stick on a sticker. So I like to wipe the tacky layer off just because I find the stickers to work better that way. it sticks on better, and I've got more control. When you've got the sticky layer left on there, the sticker kind of like seems to be floating on top of that sticky layer, and it doesn't really want to stick properly, and it just kind of, yeah, I just find that this bit is just better for me and easier for me. So I've wiped it. We've got this beautiful silver sticker. I've been using it quite often recently. They're literally great. I highly recommend getting them if you can. They're amazing. So I'm just going to place it in the center. So as you saw, it was quite easy actually to place it down, and quite easy to actually get it straight, which was shocking because I thought it would take me a little while, but yeah, it was all nice and good. Placed it down there. And now it's time for some crystal placements. So for that nail with the sticker, we're going to do some crystal placement around the middle. I recently done the exact same crystal placement on a different nail, a different video. So we're placing a heart in the middle, a white little heart, and then we are going to place 2 AB crystals at the top of the heart, 2 AB crystals at the bottom, and then we are also going to put some caviar detailing in between those crystals. And yeah, I think, yeah, the caviar beads on the left hand side, those silver ones. So what you could do if you're not too comfortable with kind of crystals and placements, you can cure it now and then place your caviar beads after if you wanted to. I'm not quite sure which way I did it around. Sometimes I like to cure it, sometimes I don't, depending on the day, depending how I'm feeling. I think I might have cured it since it's kind of cut, yeah. And also those hearts, I got those hearts from Shein, I think, in case you're wondering. And they kind of cure a different colour, which is quite funny. They're not glow in the dark or anything, so I'm not quite sure why they're curing a different colour. It's probably just maybe the material that it was made with, just kind of the UV maybe just changes colours or something. But if you leave it for a minute, it will change colours, which is back to the colour it was, which is great. Because at first when I got them, when I cured it and it changed colour, you probably my face probably said it all. I was so shocked and a bit confused and a bit worried, because I think I was actually using them for a press and nail set I was sending to one of my customers. So I was a bit worried, but I left it for literally a few minutes and it went back to the colour it was, which is great. So here are the caviar beads. It's fairly time consuming, the caviar bead placement, but I will always, for as long as I'm alive, say that it's just the best thing. The caviar beads really does give it a really nice effect, and I highly recommend you guys trying it out, or at least give it a go. If you don't end up liking it in the end, at least you tried. But I love it. It really feels like I'm adding this like a jewelry effect kind of thing to the nail. So this is going to be our crazy nail. So I've got this little tiara looking crystal that I'm going to place on there. So I'm starting off with an upside down white heart. Then we've got this little tiara crystally thing. I couldn't pick it up with my silicone. Is it silicone? No, wax tool. My little wax tool. I'm going to place it there. And then after that, we are going to place a bow underneath the tiara, I believe. And then after the bow, we're going to place a little teardroplet kind of crystal-y thing. It's also an AB crystal, I think. Yeah, there it is. That's the one. Place it there. And same thing, I think this one I also cured just because it was all very heavy, wobbling around. So once I got it how I wanted it, I cured it. And then we are going to place 3 little crystals at the bottom. Not crystals, caviar beads. And then we're going to place 3 at the top and at the bottom. And then pop it into the lamp again. That one is going to be job done. So the very last nail now to customize and get it all nice and pretty is going to be that glitter nail, which is those 3D flowers. This is such an effective look. It looks great, and it looks very kind of, how should I say it? I think it looks fairly like complicated in a sense of like skills, I think is what I'm trying to say. That it looks very like you have a lot of skills. The nail itself looks very like nice, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just go with the flow. So I just feel like the nail's really nice, and what I'm trying to say is that you don't need a lot of skill or practice or anything to achieve this look, yet the nail looks very effective, very, very nice. So we are going to place down our first crystal, which I do go ahead and cure. And then the rest of them, I just went ahead and I didn't cure it. So it depends just how you feel. So here is my 3D or 4D carving gel. I scrape it up with a dotting tool, place it on my hand, create a little ball with my finger, pick it up and place it down onto the nail. So with flowers, I like to just kind of place down my balls first, and then I go ahead and kind of shape them up to a flower. So the first flower is going to have 5 petals. So we need to create 5 balls. This bit is also, I think, in my opinion, the most difficult bit is probably to actually get the balls the same size, because of course if one's smaller than the other, you're going to end up with a slightly smaller petal, and of course you don't want that, basically, because you'll be able to tell, so you don't want to do that. Try and get them as the same as possible. But yeah, I think that's probably, to me, the most difficult. After that, I feel like it's just easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I ended up actually having a little glitter in there, so I popped that one away. We need another one. So we'll do the very last one, place it down. So this is where we start creating our flower. So I like to use a silicone tool, which we can see right there. And I use my Miley Nail Prep Cleaner Liquid. So I like to use that to kind of just make the silicone tool not be sticky to the carving gel itself. And I start off with just slightly pushing it at an angle to create the slight petals, and then once that's done, I just kind of press it down further and it just magically creates the petals. Honestly, it's super easy. Give it a go. If it doesn't work out by the first time, I reckon it took me maybe 2 or 3 more tries and it was perfect. So give it a go. It's super easy. I find it way easier than acrylic. You know, with acrylic you need to get the ratio right, you need to, you know, you're under the time constraint. You know, what if you create a petal that you end up not liking? I don't, you know, it's not maybe that easy to remove. This is, you know, the moment you do a petal you don't like, you just scrape it up and you can actually reuse the thing again to create another petal with it. So it's just really great. I love it. Highly recommend it. I've been buying all the colours, so there will be a video very soon kind of showing you guys all the colours available of this company and what you can basically make with them and how amazing they are, because I love them. So the next petal is going to be, flower is going to be 3 petals only. So you want to place a AB crystal in between 2 petals from the first flower, and then we are going to create 3 petals coming out of that one, which I think it's such a great idea. I love this petal placement. It looks so cute. You could even leave it right there. Just those 2 petals, 2 flowers there look amazing, but we're gonna add 2 more. So also, the further away you're getting from that main flower, the smaller AB crystals you want to use too. So here I picked up a very similar one to the one just above, so I wanted a slightly smaller one, just because the idea is that the flowers are becoming smaller, so you're also going to want to pick up slightly less of that carving gel too, just to create slightly smaller little delicate petals. So the third flower is going to have 2 petals, and then the very last, I don't know if you can call it a flower anymore because it just becomes just one little petal. So the very last one is just going to be 1 petal, and that will be job done for this nail. So once you're happy with that, you just want to cure it, and then the very last step is going to be applying some top coat. So I'll probably let you guys just chill, watch this last little bit, and then I'll come back to you guys once we're almost done with the top coat. Alright, so I'm just finishing up with the top coat. As you can see, you just want to avoid touching any of these crystals or the flowers with your top coat. Once you're happy, pop it into the lamp, and here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. The hearts themselves, of course, change color, but just give it a minute and it'll go back to its normal color. So if you guys liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!